We're going to have one of the best coaching staffs assembled, some of the best scouts, some of the best kids that we're recruiting, and commitments already coming on the way as I speak. And now that I've gotten here and I see it, and I understand it, Rick, and I can grasp it, and I can touch it, and I can feel it, and I can taste it, I truly understand what you want. All you want is an opportunity to win, to compete, to dominate, to be amongst the elite, to be amongst the best. And darn it, I'm gonna give you that.
Well, Deion Sanders built up quite the resume at Jackson State, 26-5 in 3 seasons, including an undefeated 2022, becoming the first SWAC team to be undefeated in a regular season since 1991. He won back-to-back conference championships. They haven't done that since 95 and 96, and also won the 2021 Eddie Robinson Award, the best FCS coach, and led the FCS in defense this season. There is no question he has the resume. We say hello now to Tiffany Green and Jay Walker, who have covered Jackson State extensively. And Tiffany, I'll start with you. You also happen to be an HBCU alum. You know Coach Prime, as we're calling him. You've covered his former team. What can we expect? We'll talk about the coaching in just a minute, but what kind of person is Colorado getting as their head coach?
Well, I think you're getting someone with the ability to be a transformative figure who can move and motivate the masses. I mean, we saw him elevate the existing excellence at HBCUs, and I know many alumni wish that he could have stayed in place to create that change. But when you see his grandiose style, in-your-face approach, you understand that he knows how to put on a show. He did it in the 90s, and he does it now. An old school approach with a new school connectivity. And when you see up close and personal the way he ran his program, very detail oriented, involved in every facet, very calculated, and really hands-on approach from Coach Prime. And I think he pushed players and everyone around him to meet this standard of excellence.
Tiffany, I think that's a great way to put it, because there is certainly a method to the madness. To your point, everything he does for a reason, even as a showman, Jay. But he's got a coach as well. He's shown he can do that. What are we getting from Coach Prime as a coach?
I saw Coach Prime evolve as a coach. There was a learning curve. All first-year coaches, first-time coaches make mistakes, overly aggressive offensively with the play calling, but he matured as a coach. But the one thing that you have to say, he brings competition. I mean, every day in practice, it was like competition. You were always fighting for your job. How that's going to equate on the next level is the question, because those kids have a little bit more privilege than you would say at an HBCU program with a chip on your shoulder. However, I will say, once Coach Prime believed in you, his word was bond. When he believed in you, he would tell everybody, oh, that guy's going to be a pro. He's an NFL prospect. He's legit. And the scouts have to listen to him because he's respected so much within the football fraternity.
Well, you talk about the privilege and the competition. It's interesting because that was certainly the theme of his opening press conference, or I should say his opening remarks to his team. They've gotten a lot of play for a lot of different reasons, and there's a lot of different perspectives. But here's what he had to say.
We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And it's Louis. I'm coming. It ain't gonna be no more of a mess that these wonderful fans, the student body, and some of your parents have put up with for probably 2 decades now. I'm coming. And when I get here, it's gonna be changed. So I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal and do whatever you're gonna get, because the more you jump in, the more room you make. Because we bring kids that are smart, say that, smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. One more time.
Sam Acho is back with us. And Sam, the message quite clear: my way or the highway. Listen, you've been in those locker rooms. You've had new head coaches. As a former player, what's your take on what he had to say initially?
I love it. I love it. I love it, Wendy. I love the fact that he's being upfront with me, and I love the fact that he's challenging me as a player. What we're seeing, at least what we saw Deion Sanders say publicly, is what a lot of other coaches do privately. It's no surprise why there are so many players that are in the transfer portal. Their coaches behind the scenes are saying, "Hey, go ahead and go somewhere else because you're not going to play here." The fact that Deion Sanders is saying this to my face, number one, tells me two things. Number one, if I don't want to be there and if I transfer, that's my decision. But I could also listen to that challenge and live up to that challenge. Like he said at the end, hey, tough, smart, physical. As a team, we're still saying this. And so I love the perspective of, you're going to challenge me? Sure, bring in other guys. I'm going to outcompete them and show you why I deserve to be on this team that's going to find a way to win championships. So I love everything that Deion said, specifically because he was upfront. Excuse me, Coach Prime. Specifically because he was up front and telling me the truth and not behind closed doors.
No doubt. And I would add to that, Sam, he tells it like it is. You know exactly where you stand with him. And every week when we got a chance to cover Jackson State, to Jay's point, it was a weekly audition for your starting job. Nothing felt safe, but he likes to unsettle, disrupt, make you uncomfortable. And that's what's made him successful, both as a player and now coach. And that's what's helped to elevate and raise the level of play for his team.
And one thing that you have to know about Coach Deion, Coach Prime, as we call, every now and then we learn to say this phrase. Me and Tip would all say this. Every now and then, Prime is going to prime. Now, what that prime is, that could be he wants more flash, he wants more fun, he wants more effort, he wants more discipline. Once you figure out what prime is all about, then you can go a long way. But challenging the team, I think we all know teams need to be challenged. As football players, that brings out the best in us. But it's a different culture. I am curious about the culture that he's going to face there. And Deion Sanders is lock and loaded. I don't care whatever anybody else says. He's going to be the quarterback of that team, and he'll put pieces around him. So I can't blame the kid for transferring out of there.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.